So I'm out and about today, and I've been thinking about this New Mexico lady for the past couple days, and I'm sure you've seen it, right? But the New Mexico governor lady, whose name I don't even remember right now, made this public declaration thing that they're going to ban open and concealed carry for the next 30 days in the state of New Mexico, and blah blah blah. You can watch the video. I'll try to link it below. Being out and about, I can't edit it in. I don't know how to do that. I'm not fancy enough. But a lot of takes have been taken, and in general, the thought is, hey, this lady's insane. Like, this is crazy. She's saying it's optional to follow the Constitution, that her oath is an absolute, that no rights are absolute, blah blah blah. And that's all true, beyond the pale insane and all that. And we'll see more of it, right, as things continue to get worse. But the thought I had, and what I think is interesting, is how thoroughly unimpressive these people are. I think that when I was a kid, I used to think like, well, we're a meritocracy, and the smartest and the brightest get put into leadership. I can't even say it with a straight face now. And that's who leads the country. These people are smart. They've researched the topics they're talking about. They have answers. They're knowledgeable on policy and decisions and law and the Constitution, and they desire the best for the country. All that stuff, right? Well, of course, none of that is true. And I think the most shocking one to me of what's not true is how thoroughly unimpressive these people are. If you watch that little clip with the New Mexico governor lady, and her discussing, why she's passing the law, she's not eloquent. She offers no real intellectual thought about what she's doing or why she's doing it. She is simply emoting. She's a 50-something-year-old mom who's trying to mother her whole state and stuff everybody in the longhouse, right? That's what she's trying to do. She's saying, well, what about people's rights to feel safe? Which, isn't a right, but that's a different thing, right? So she's just saying things that feel good because she doesn't have a functioning brain. And I think that's both comforting and terrifying, right? It's terrifying because these people that are in charge of our country, and then she's just the latest example, right, are not intelligent people. And they're not impressive people. Like, if you think of like a Julius Caesar, which, to be fair, he's a 1 in a trillion kind of character, or a Winston Churchill, or a Douglas MacArthur, or a George Washington, right? These people, they have gravity about them, right? They have that gravitas. They are people that people want to follow. They're inspiring and they're charismatic. The closest thing today, which, love him or hate him, is probably something like Trump, right? There's just a certain charisma about him that people really like. You just don't see that in modern Western leadership, and probably haven't since maybe Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm no fan of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but people really liked him, right? Maybe Teddy Roosevelt, even. Maybe I got to go that far back. But we just haven't had a charismatic leader. Ronald Reagan, I suppose people were excited about. Again, no fan of Ronald Reagan, but at least there was some gravitas to that kind of person, right? But we just haven't had a leader like that probably in my lifetime, where they have that gravity, that weight of character that people just want to follow, right? Like a Moses or a Joshua or a David, like these characters that people are just innately follow and attracted to, and they align themselves to because they're a strong leader with a strong vision going in a strong direction. We don't have that. We have whiners and complainers, right? We have people who, again, unimpressive, unintelligent, and they're driving the state. Now, like I said, that's terrifying because we have incompetent people at the helm, and nations can't survive incompetent leadership. No organization that I know of, business, church, government, or otherwise, can survive incompetent leadership. It's not going to happen. So that's terrifying. On the other hand, I think it's comforting because you don't have to live in fear of these people. The nation's going to degrade and get worse, and things are going to get bad, and that's unfortunate. And there's some certain anxiety that comes along with that. However, you don't have to live in fear of these people that somehow they're smarter than you, or they're going to outthink you, or or that they have some super secret master plan that you're just completely oblivious to, right? If you're paying the slightest bit of attention and you're of moderate intelligence, this isn't new to you, right? You're not going to be shocked or surprised or caught off guard, right? None of that should be happening because, again, they're not that smart. They're not intelligent. They're not gravity people. They don't have this gravitas. They don't have this weight of character. They don't have charisma. They're just whiners and complainers and emoters. And the only way they can get things done is to nag and whine and emote and try to tell you what they feel and why that should be policy. And that's it. So I hope that's encouraging because I don't think we should be, like I said, intimidated by these people. They're not impressive people. Hope that's helpful. Do brave deeds and endure.